Lots of large cats have long fur and bushy tails, so how can you tell if your cat is a Maine Coon? Is it possible to identify if a cat is a Maine Coon just by looking at it? What are a Maine Coon's distinguishing features? People talk about American Maine Coons and European Maine Coons. How can you tell which is which? Is it from the ear tufts, face shape, tail length, or something else? A Maine Coon's ears are taller than they are wide, and quite often on the top they sprout lots of fur, known as lynx tips, but not always. Look at Rosie's lynx tips. They're really tall and quite wide. Mona's are tall as well, but they're just not quite as tall as Rosie's. Oscar's are tall and quite pointed. And Fred's lynx tips are a lot shorter than the other three. They all have plenty of fluff inside their ears though. A Maine Coon's muzzle is long and square-shaped, rather than triangular. Their muzzles can vary in length. Rosie's and Oscar's are longer than Fred's and Mona's. In profile, a Maine Coon's jaw is also quite square-shaped and blunt. Both jaws are the same length with no overbite or underbite. There's also a distinctive angle between the nose and the forehead rather than a straight slope. Maine Coons have large feet and they have lots of tufts of fur sprouting from between their toes. The amount can vary and you can see that with our 4 cats. Maine Coon toe tufts are probably one of my favourite features. I like the way it sprouts from the bottom and it sometimes sprouts up as well. Don't ever be tempted to trim it off because it really is one of their most endearing features. Maine Coons have long fluffy tails. Oscar's is the longest and fluffiest of our 4. Fred is Oscar's brother, yet his tail is completely different. It is long but just not as fluffy. Rosie's tail is long and has long fur, but it's not as thick as Oscar's. Mona has the shortest tail, but she is the smallest of our cats. The fur on her tail is really long and thick. Now let's talk about European and American Maine Coons. There is a common misconception that the wild-looking variety of Maine Coons with exaggerated long muzzles and really long lynx tips are European Maine Coons, and those with a more refined look are American Maine Coons. Our 4 are all from European lines, and you can see they haven't particularly got that wild look. They are kind of in between. The fact of the matter is, American breeders and European breeders can produce wild-looking Maine Coons. It's nothing to do with being European lines or American lines, it's just a breeding style. You can try to guess if your cat's a Maine Coon just from its appearance, but it can be quite difficult too.